Hello, Vengeance are here. It's a little early, so bear with me on the old voice. I haven't talked very much this morning, so it's kind of really down there right now. It'll loosen up. I've been putting off doing this. Uh, those of you that follow really closely, I'm guessing you saw my post. Things are pretty messed up right now. Um, I've been outside too. That doesn't help the voice. Let me give you a short background, and then I will get to the message that I have, and that I believe I've been told to pass along. Um, on days that my wife works, I get up at 4. Yes, it's 4 a.m. I've been up a couple hours. It's just like a few minutes before 6 right now. Usually get her car warmed up, in days like today when it's like 40 Fahrenheit out there. Open our main gate for get her off to work, and then after it gets light out or daybreak or whatever you want to call it, I do our farm stuff. I take care of all of our animals, and we're expanding, or we're gonna be. Um, I'm gonna be, and then I will record content for you all. And I've been, for the last few months, putting a lot of hours into setting up videos, playing a lot of Black Desert in the background, doing things, even Throne of Liberty, which I have up right now. Maybe? Is it going to work? There it goes. So much for the black screen, right? So I have that up. There's your score, 25-33. You can kind of see what's going on here. I haven't been going hard into this. I usually play with my wife, so I'll play that. I'll get the gameplay and stuff that I feel like has to be done in the background set up for a video, and it's been slowly failing because I've just not. My heart hasn't been in it. I have coffee. It's a healthier choice than the Rockstar to get the caffeine for the migraine. Crop season. I have a lot of autoimmune issues, so I get migraines from the crop dust. So bear with me. Sinuses swell. Uh, but this all feeds into it. It just hasn't been working. Content's been kind of drying up, and bad stuff keeps happening. The latest thing was our dog. Um, she wasn't a dog. She was like our firstborn child. I miss her badly. I'm gonna try to do this without having like a breakdown. Um, my wife got her before she came here to be with me. Um, she's from out of state, and she brought her with her, and the little dog got her through a lot. Well, I say little. She was about 70, at her heaviest, 80 something pounds. She started losing weight really badly here at the end. Um, we lost her to cancer, and I'll get into that in a second. But the the takeaway for this is time. Um, I feel really badly. The only thing that really, I mean, my mind's went all over the place. Like, oh, what if, what we could have done if we could have found it sooner. The only thing I really have to feel guilty about is the loss of time. Um, if I could go back, and the only reason I'm recording this is I don't want other people to make the same mistake. And I think I've been told to record it, and I'll get into that in a bit as well. But you know, this dog, she was one of those dogs that you don't find every day. Like I have my Pitney's. He's yeah, he has vision problems and he's smart, but he's a dog. He's not like Bailey was. She, sh if my wife would ask her to bring her something, she would go get a water bottle, bring it to her, or she understood every sentence you would say to her. Um, she got us both through everything, and she did her job here, and now she's moved on. But um, you know, she didn't deserve the the sickness, and she'd obviously been very sick for a very long time. Dogs, they hide it; it's in their nature. But thinking back, I missed so many things. She got to where she was having problems with going outside. Um, Her bowels were not good. Um, and we thought that maybe it was something that she'd eaten or whatever. Well, it got to the point where we were doing all kinds of diagnostic tests and spending all of this money. Well, we finally took her to the big animal hospital that's a little ways away from here. And within 45 minutes, they tell us that there's fluid around her heart and filling her chest cavity, and that they couldn't even scan her heart. And they gave us options saying it was probably cancer. And, let's talk about treatment. Okay, fine. We're going to go outside and have a walk, and this is late at night. It's in the big city. We're kind of just out there in the dark, walking the sidewalk back and forth, the parking lot, just trying to talk about it and not get too upset. And they told us that her portal vein in her liver was about 3 times the size it's supposed to be. Normally, it's supposed to be about the size of a quarter. The doctor's words. Um, Blood pressure was like over 200. Heart rate beats per minute was over 200, which is about double or more um, on both of those. So, I mean, she was actively dying. There was damage to a lot of her organs, and her body was shutting down. So, obviously, my wife, being a nurse, she knew what was going on, and it was just not good. Well, they scanned her a couple more times while we were outside, and when we came back in, their tune changed very quickly. Suddenly, all these options that we supposedly had were no longer an option. She wasn't a candidate for surgery or radiation or anything, possibly chemo, um, and that would only extend her life a few months. And everyone knows what happens with chemo. It's not good. You don't want to go through that. It's just sickness and sickness and sickness. The cancer doesn't kill you, the poison does, slowly. But they told us that when they rescanned her, they found a mass in her chest that was as big as her heart in her chest cavity. So no wonder she couldn't breathe. No wonder she was panting. No wonder her heart rate was through the roof. There wasn't enough space in her chest for her heart to fully beat with all the fluid and the mass and everything. So, I mean, and then the doctor's words were, I don't think it's going to hurt to take her home and give her the best day of her life. There is no being late for euthanasia. So I made the choice to bring her home. That was Sunday night. And Monday evening, we put her down. It sucked. I run a farm. been around animals all my life. Actively hunt, fill our freezer every year, you know. Um, we lose animals all the time, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. It was bad. But that leads me to the message that I have today and the regret. You know, there's nothing I could have done, even if I'd known a year ago that she was sick, and I think she actively was sick a year ago. We just missed it. Um, your mind goes places and you start seeing things and like not like hallucinations, but I mean like connections to things. Like we would throw the ball for her and she would be off balance when she was running, or she would like her behavior would slightly change a little bit over time, and we thought, oh well, she's just getting older. She was like 8, so I mean, she wasn't a young dog by any means, and she wasn't super old either. Um, Thought, oh, it's just behavior change. She's just getting older. She just possibly getting a little overweight, you know. But everything makes more sense now. But the takeaway from this was Bailey always took care of us. She never complained. She didn't cry once. And it didn't matter how sick she was, which is what makes it hard. Um, it's that's the hard part. But she did her job. She took care of my wife and got her here until I could take care of her, and then she took care of me. The regret that I have is pushing her away. You know, she'd come in here when I was like recording or setting up for recording and put her little chin on my leg and want something or just attention, and I would just kind of, not right now, not right now. Itchy eye. Not right now, you know. Later. I have to do this. And if I'd known she was sick a year ago, I might not be sitting here right now. I would have taken her outside, taken her on walks, done things more. But that's what we can regret, you know, is lost time. Um, but today is Sunday, so it's been almost a week. And things are easier now. It sucks. It's like somebody sucked the joy out of our house. I mean, I still have my pitney's, and he is a good boy, but he's impaired. His vision is impaired, so I need a CNI dog for my dog. But his litter mates all had retina detachment, and a lot of them were just completely blind and stuff, and they were all abandoned, and we found them on Facebook. Somebody had found them on a gravel road, so we said, sure, we'll take one. Well, come to find out, he's got eye problems. Um, but he's a very good boy. He just takes a little bit of more special care, and he still gets around. He bumps into things and everything, but for the most part, he's good. And he's taking it very hard too, because he looked to the other dog to basically see for him. So we'll probably get another companion for him, but it's a little harder, him being the older one. Um, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But all this to say that a nice 14-minute history lesson on things that have went wrong. Just to say that I was pretty inconsolable for a while. I don't get attached to things too often, but when I do, it's bad. Um, I don't mean it's bad to get attached to things. I mean it's like I get really attached to things. So both my wife and I were pretty devastated, and we kind of just basically hid from the world for a couple days. Tuesday, Wednesday were pretty bad. Um, but you know, I've always I've always been a man of faith. Um, It doesn't really pertain to like the games we play and stuff, so I haven't hit it, but I haven't pushed it out there, you know, being Christian and everything. Following following Jesus, and we can all always do better. Um, but the other night, what are you doing, cat? Do you want to make an appearance? Come here. My little feather duster. Look at his tail. What are you doing, Toast? Say something for him. Wait, what? What are you doing? Kiki. She's the baby of the family. She's teeny tiny. Yeah, you're very unhappy today. You little mouthy. But the other night, I was inconsolable. I was very upset. So I went out. It was late. I mean, it was like I'd say late. It was like 9 p.m. So late in terms of like farm stuff. I was taking out the one remaining dog that we have, and this was to the point where like we'd look at our deck and like she wasn't standing there anymore. She had her little spot. She would stand and look around, and it's just very upsetting. So I was kind of in the middle of having a breakdown, but it was dark outside. All the animals have already went to bed, and this is the reason I mentioned the whole farm stuff. I know animals. I've been around them all my life. So what I'm about to tell you is very out of character for the animal that I'm going to talk about. But I was basically having a mini breakdown, and um, I was actively asking why. I was talking to God. I was asking why. Why am I going through this? Why did you take her from us? What am I supposed to learn? Is Am I doing the right thing? What is what am I supposed to take away? Like why? What? I don't understand. I need a sign. Um, and about that time, this bird started calling, and it was like one of the little wild birds, ones they don't come out at night. They go to sleep. They don't call at night. They don't make any noise, nothing. These birds are well before sunset. They're on their nest, and they they stay hidden. And they don't call out. Well, this bird started calling in like trills of like 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. And I sat there and listened for a little bit, and just sat there. And it kept calling, and I said, "Okay, okay, I'm listening." And I heard it trill 3 times, and then silence, and that was it. And when it went silent, I believe I felt the hand of God. I felt this overwhelming calm, like everything was okay. I wasn't upset anymore. I'm still sad that our dog is gone, but I don't feel overwhelming grief anymore. And it was just like instant. I felt it right here. Just this calm wave spread over my whole body. It was so strange. I've never felt it before, but I believe I was supposed to pass this message on as proof for anyone that is unsure. And believe me or not, watch me or not, I believe that I experienced this because I was supposed to share it. And believe you me, I've tried to be upset because I've been very afraid of forgetting the little dog that got me through so much. I say little. Like I said, she was about 70 or so pounds when we put her down. She was a little heavier than that before. But I mean, I'm about 250, so yeah, she's pretty little compared to me. But she she got me through so much, and I was afraid of like forgetting like the way she smelled, or just her mannerisms, the things that you miss that you don't know you're gonna miss until they're not there. And I tried to be upset, and I can't. Like, I feel sadness. I'm sad talking about it right now, but I'm not uncontrollably upset, and I cannot get that way. It does not matter how hard I try. That was taken from me that night, and I'm grateful for that, but I believe it happened because it was a way to show me that to continue to have faith, because I've been unsure about a lot of things. I've been unsure about the world. Toast. I'm looking at the cat. She's getting into stuff. You better get down from there. But I've been kind of unsure about a lot of stuff, and faith wavers when you're unsure. But I believe I was shown that I am cared about. He is watching, and I'm supposed to share this message, so that's what I'm doing. That being said, hard things happen. We get through them. We come out better on the other side. We grow. And I think that's about all I have to say about that. Now, I have a couple other things that I need to, hopefully you've made it this far. I'm trying to keep this fairly short, and I don't want it to run 40, 50 minutes, because it's just me and my somewhat blurry camera. I don't know, it's 1080, it's a C920, but I don't know, it went through the house fire, and I think something happened to it, because it's not as clear as I want it to be. I may end up having to get a different one. But I don't want just 20 minutes of me sitting here with my blanket on my chair to keep the cat from clawing it up, and my radio face. But that's what's been going on. And I've thought a lot about things, and that's why I put that post out, so that people would understand that I haven't disappeared. I'm just broken right now. Everything's broken. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I think that these games we're playing, I'm playing them too much, even for like video's sake. That's why I haven't been doing a huge amount in Black Desert. And I can bring up. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I can't. I still have Black Desert running in the background. We're still fishing. Look at this. I'm doing nothing but fish. Every time this tank fills up, I'm getting about 1 billion, 1.2 billion. And I'm slowly AFKing my way to 20 billion again. I'm at 13. I was at like almost 30, but yeah, we bought a Garmoth heart, and I actually managed to get one off the market, which shows the state of the game right now. There's 9 Garmoths, and of course, as soon as I buy one for 20, now they're down to like 16. But I bought the inverted one that was already ready to go, so, and of course they're way down too. Always after I buy something, but I've been running the farming, the farms here and there. I haven't done them yet today, and then resetting my fishing and just fishing out here for 1 billion silver every other day or every day or so, and The only thing I got left to do that has kind of been stopping me are the Ader's shoes. I'm going to save up for the flame and see if I can't get a hold of one of those. And then we're going to push forward on Tet Manos. And then from there, it's Sovereign Weapons and I guess the Karazad accessories that are coming out. I don't really have a plan too much, but still plan on playing. Now we're going to switch back to the other game and talk a little bit about it. I already had the gear up here a couple of times. I am going for a staff cooldown build, so I'm going for cooldown speed so that I can do dungeons and PvE very quickly. This will not be a PvP build, but I'm at 48% right now, which gives me about 32% cooldown on some of my skills. So I've gotten focus firebombs down to 8 seconds, which is good. Chainlining is down to 4. Judgment's down to 20. Hellfire Rain is down to 34 seconds, so I can pump out the damage, which is good. That's my job in the dungeons and stuff, and that's what I want to do. And I've been slowly pumping all of my skills, my active staff skills, to purple. I got one left, and then we're gonna pump the passives. Then I'm gonna pump all of the greatsword passives and then greatsword actives. And once I get all that done, then I'll have another build, and it's gonna be the PvP build. And we're gonna build as tanky as possible, and it's gonna be based around heavy crowd control, frost binding, and stunning into greatsword executions based on heavy attacks off of stunned or binded opponents. And we're going to build a gear set that is basically all iron because it's very tanky and you get more health out of that. And I want to be a melee tankier melee class, so that I can crowd control everything. And then staff is going to be support, so I'm going to be the complete opposite of what I am in PvE. So I'm going to have two different gear sets, and that's why I haven't worried too much about trading all of this stuff out, because it's just PvE and I can run all the dungeons as I am. Like I said, I bought the ones for the staff and got the cooldown speed up. Eventually I'll unlock heavy attack chance and stuff, so but we'll go from there. So that's the game thing. Now what does this mean for the channel? I believe I'm going to slowly transition. I don't know when it's going to start happening. I've got stuff coming up that I have to deal with. But I'm going to try to live stream here on YouTube twice a week. And that's what I'm looking at right now. And during the live stream, we'll play games, have fun and stuff. But during the normal videos that I'm going to do, for a while, they're going to be slowed down because I'm going to transition a lot of the videos over to farm stuff, I guess you would call it. I've got to be away from here. I can't. I feel like I've wasted time. You know, the first part of the video, I can't do it. I don't like feeling guilty about wasting time and missing out on time. And our farm has to expand, so I have to put the time in to do that. I have to build a small animal barn. I have to build a greenhouse. I have to build probably animal feed storage building, because my one shed that I currently have is becoming overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that has to be put into it, and there's just not room. So I'm going to try and expand some of this stuff. We want goats, and the gardens have been failing. Last year they failed completely. It was a bad year, and we didn't really get much out of them. So I'm going to put up a greenhouse and see if I can start all my own plants instead of buying them elsewhere, and go on that venture and kind of downscale the gardens until I can get the process under control. So I've got a lot of farm work that has to be done, and I thought I'd bring my camera along and record a bunch of footage and just kind of slap it together. I'm not a very good editor, but I can do okay. It just takes me a lot longer than someone who does it all the time. So those types of videos would be slower. And I also want to take my old hardware that I made a post about, I don't know, a few months ago, and I've got a bunch of old computers. I want to try and put them together and piece one together and see if I can get Black Desert to run on an old one. I thought that would be fun to do as well. And so I just got a lot of stuff I want to do that is not Black Desert and that is not just strictly Throne and Liberty gameplay or even Path of Exile. But I would like to do a couple live streams, you know, like 2 or 3 hour sessions a week, a couple different times to play games and hang out, and that would still give gaming content and make progress, but then most of my time would be freed up other than the 2 or 3 hours a couple of days out of the week for that other. Then we would have all the farming stuff, and you guys would still have content, but I would be doing what I want to do that way, instead of sitting here trying to prep videos for a week at a time and hating myself for it. And that's why my content has went down the drain the last few months, because my heart just hasn't been in it. I felt like I've wasted time, and I've just been playing games too much to set up a 20-minute video when it takes like a week worth of non-stop playing to set the video up for like an enhancing video or something. And I just don't want to do that anymore. So we're going to transition a bit and see how it works out. And then if I'm live streaming, I can always pick up a different game and play it for a few hours and then put it down. If we don't like it, then we don't go back to it. I don't have to force myself to make a video series on it. I don't have to force myself to play weirdly. Talking about you, Pacifist Challenge. So I think it'll be better off overall. Maybe y'all can get some interaction. I'm not very good at playing and going back and forth, playing and reading comments and stuff, but I'll do my best. We'll get there. Practice makes it better, right? I'm not a fan of Twitch, so it'll be on YouTube. I think that's the other thing I needed to say. But I've rambled on enough, and I'm sorry it's not really any gameplay stuff. If there's something you want to see, let me know. But I kind of figured that since I've kind of put a lot of my life out here already, that I owed all of you that follow me an explanation. And as far as the channel goes, like an explanation on it. You know, I created the channel a couple of years ago, I forget whenever it was, to showcase cool stuff, you know, things that I was doing in life that I thought were worth being recorded and sharing, and then it kind of devolved into just a gaming channel. And probably because I've not been well physically, and the autoimmune issues and the migraines kind of took over my life again. And I was doing what I had to do on a day-to-day basis to survive. And when you have autoimmune issues and you go outside and they get worse because of allergens and stuff, you know, there's a lot of like things I'm allergic to, and it just perpetuates it. And then you're just hiding in your controlled environment, trying to survive. And then it kind of devolved into, the only cool thing I'm doing is playing this game right now, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I want to use my time for other things, so we're gonna get back to that time, you know, where I'm doing what I need to do. And here we go. I said I didn't want this video to be super long, and here it is, 34 minutes already. So we're gonna get off here, but I hope it finds you well, and I hope you take away what I wanted you to take away. I felt the hand of God, and I'm very appreciative for everything that I have, including all of you. And don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Make the most of what you're given. That's the only regret that I have. So we'll keep moving forward, and the only thing you can ask for is that you're better than you were yesterday. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, and be humble. Be humble and thankful. So appreciate you all, and as always, until the next video.